No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. Time is a game played beautifully by children. The only thing that is constant is change. Even a soul submerged in sleep is hard at work and helps make something of the world. The soul is dyed the color of its thoughts. Think only on those things that are in line with your principles and can bear the light of day. The content of your character is your choice. Day by day, what you do is who you become. Your integrity is your destiny. It is the light that guides your way. Nothing endures but change. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. Much learning does not teach understanding. Man's character is his fate. We are most nearly ourselves when we achieve the seriousness of the child at play. Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse. How can you hide from what never goes away? It is in changing that we find purpose. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. Allow yourself to think only those thoughts that match your principles and can bear the bright light of day. Day by day, your choices, your thoughts, your actions fashion the person you become. Your integrity determines your destiny. Abundance of knowledge does not teach men to be wise. Character is destiny. The unlike is joined together, and from differences results the most beautiful harmony. The content of your character is your choice. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. All things are in flux. The flux is subject to a unifying measure or rational principle. This principle, logos, the hidden harmony behind all change, bound opposites together in a unified tension, which is like that of a lyre, where a stable harmonious sound emerges from the tension of the opposing forces that arise from the bow bound together by the string. The sun is new each day. Those who love wisdom must investigate many things. The soul is dyed the color of its thoughts. Thinking is a sacred disease and sight is deceptive. People ought to fight to keep their law, as to defend the city's walls. Silence, healing. The meaning of the river flowing is not that all things are changing so that we cannot encounter them twice, but that some things stay the same only by changing. All are one. What was scattered, gathers. What was gathered, blows away. The awake share a common world, but the asleep turn aside into private worlds. It ever was, and is, and shall be, ever-living fire, in measures being kindled and in measures going out. All things come into being by conflict of opposites. Life has the name of life, but in reality it is death. What are men? Moral gods. What are gods? Immortal men. To get everything you want is not a good thing. Disease makes health seem sweet. Hunger leads to the appreciation of being full-fed. Tiredness creates the enjoyment of resting. War is father of all and king of all. He renders some gods, others men. He makes some slaves, others free. Without injustices, the name of justice would mean what? If you do not expect the unexpected, you will not find it, for it is hard to be sought out and difficult. Good character is not formed in a week or a month. It is created little by little, day by day. Protracted and patient effort is needed to develop good character. Ethos anthropoi daimon. A man's character is his fate. The sun is the width of a human foot. The waking have one world in common, sleepers have each a private world of his own. Stupidity is doomed, therefore, to cringe at every syllable of wisdom. Opposition brings concord. Out of discord comes the fairest harmony. Man is most nearly himself when he achieves the seriousness of a child at play. Dogs bark at what they don't understand. Always having what we want may not be the best good fortune. Health seems sweetest after sickness, food, and hunger, goodness, in the wake of evil, and at the end of day-long labor, sleep. Many who have learned from Hesiod the countless names of gods and monsters never understand that night and day are one. The poet was a fool who wanted no conflict among us, gods or people. Harmony needs low and high, as progeny needs man and woman. Eyes and ears are bad witnesses to men having barbarian souls. Everything flows, nothing stands still. Applicants for wisdom, do what I have done, inquire within. Even what those with the greatest reputation for knowing it all claim to understand and defend are but opinions. 'Tis not too late to seek a newer world. Fire lives in the death of earth, air lives in the death of fire, water lives in the death of air, and earth in the death of water. The aeon is a child at play with colored balls. Nature loves to hide. History is a child building a sandcastle by the sea, and that child is the whole majesty of man's power in the world. Realize that war is common and justice is strife, and that all things come into being and pass away through strife. Time is a child playing with droughts. The lordship is to the child. Out of every 100 men, 10 shouldn't even be there, 80 are just targets, 9 are the real fighters, and we are lucky to have them, for they make the battle. Ah, but the one One is a warrior and he will bring the others back. Men forget where the way leads, and what they meet with every day seems strange to them. We should not act and speak like men asleep. It is difficult to fight against anger, for a man will buy revenge with his soul. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and it's not the same man. Give me one man from among 10,000, if he is the best. Any day stands equal to the rest. There is nothing permanent except change. To God all things are fair and good and right, but men hold some things wrong and some right. The Lord whose is the oracle at Delpoi neither utters nor hides his meaning, but shows it by a sign. The Sibyl, with raving lips uttering things mirthless, unbedizened, and unperfumed, reaches over 1,000 years with her voice, thanks to the God in her. A man's character is his fate. People do not know how what is at variance agrees with itself. It is an attunement of opposite tensions, like that of the bow and the lyre. Traveling on every path, you will not find the boundaries of soul by going, so deep is its measure. You can't go home again. Your childhood is lost. The friends of your youth are gone. Your present is slipping away from you. Nothing is ever the same. Everything flows and nothing abides. Everything gives way and nothing stays fixed. The people must fight on behalf of the law as though for the city wall. Everything flows and nothing stays. Other men are unaware of what they do when they are awake, just as they are forgetful of what they do when they are asleep. It is not appropriate to act and speak like men asleep. It is necessary to take what is common as our guide. However, though this logic is universal, the many live as if each individual has his own private wisdom. Because it is so unbelievable, the truth often escapes being known. Character is destiny. Eternity is like a child playing at draughts. The kingdom belongs to a child. To fight with desire is hard. Whatever it wishes, it buys at the price of soul. Everything changes and nothing stands still. Time is a child playing a game of draughts. The kingship is in the hands of a child. You will not discover the limits of the soul by traveling, even if you wander over every conceivable path, so deep is its story. One thunderbolt strikes, root through everything. Nothing endures but change. Dogs bark at what they don't understand. The cosmos works by harmony of tensions, like lyre and bow. Good and evil are one. On the one hand, God sees all as well, fair, and good. On the other hand, a human being sees injustice here, justice there. Justice in our minds is strife. We cannot help but see war makes us as we are. Things keep their secrets. You cannot step into the same river twice. War is the father of all and the king of all. It proves some people gods, and some people men. It makes some people slaves and some people free. A fool is excited by every word. If they are gods, why do you lament them? If you lament them, you must no longer regard them as gods. Dogs, by this same logic, bark at what they cannot understand. Stupidity is better kept a secret than displayed. Ion is a child at play, playing draughts. The kingship is a child's. Although the word is common to all, many live as if they had a private understanding of their own. You cannot step twice into the same river, for other waters are continually flowing on. One must realize that war is common, and just as strife, and that all things come to be through strife and are so ordained. Unless you expect the unexpected, you will not find it, for it is hidden and thickly tangled. Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse. And so, although I have no lyre, I sing, for there is a desire within me, a self-taught hymn. Let us not make random conjectures about the greatest matters. Justice in our minds is strife. We cannot help but see, war makes us as we are. We must therefore be guided by what is common to all. The Logos is common to all, yet the multitude lives as if each had his own intelligence. The death of fire is the birth of air, and the death of air is the birth of water. For it is death to souls to become water, and death to water to become earth. But water comes from earth, and from water, soul. Cold things become warm, and what is warm cools, what is wet dries, and the parched is moistened. And it is the same thing in us that is quick and dead, awake and asleep, young and old. The former are shifted and become the latter, and the latter in turn are shifted and become the former. What opposes unites, and the finest attunement stems from things bearing in opposite directions, and all things come about by strife. The beginning is the end. A drunk man, staggering and mindless, must be led home by his son, so wet is his psyche. Water brings death to the psyche, as earth brings death to water. The psyche lusts to be wet. What use are these people's wits, who let themselves be led by speechmakers, in crowds, without considering how many fools and thieves they are among, and how few choose the good? The best choose progress toward one thing, a name forever honored by the gods, while others eat their way towards sleep like nameless oxen. The sun is new every day. Stupidity is better kept a secret than displayed. The cosmos works by harmony of tensions, like the lyre and bow. Latent structure is master of obvious structure. Yearning hurts, and what release may come of it feels much like death. Change alone is unchanging. Changing, it rests. One man is worth 1,000 if he is extraordinary. The soul is undiscovered, though explored forever, to a depth beyond report. We must realize that war is universal and strife is justice, and that all things come into the world and pass away through strife. For what sense or understanding have they? They follow minstrels and take the multitude for a teacher, not knowing that many are bad and few good. For the best men choose one thing above all, immortal glory among mortals, but the masses stuff themselves like cattle. What was scattered gathers. What was gathered blows away. Under the comb, the tangle and the straight path are the same. Many fail to grasp what they have seen, and cannot judge what they have learned, although they tell themselves they know. Character is fate. Those who approach life like a child playing a game, moving and pushing pieces, possess the power of kings. One ought not to act and speak like people asleep. It is necessary to understand that war is common, strife is customary, and all things happen because of strife and necessity. Who will hide from the fire that does not set? The track of writing is straight and crooked. The unseen harmony is better than the visible. Asses prefer garbage to gold. Though the logos is common, the many live as if they had a wisdom of their own. That which always was, and is, and will be ever-living fire, the same for all, the cosmos, made neither by God or man, replenishes in measure as it burns away. The waking have one world in common. Sleepers, meanwhile, turn aside, each, into a darkness of his own.